Mike the Ref Maloney, Big Bad Boris on the call here tonight. It is
Mr. Keith.
Super Kick!
Let go! Let go!
Third!
Let go!
Super Kick Party! Yeah, pay the money for that. Yes! This life is going great! Let's go!
She's healthy.
Let's go!
Is she healthy?
Yeah!
Barely. She's back.
Hey, yo, and away we go. We are live. We are Matt Riddle free once again, as well as, we're not as crazy as a lot of people here tonight. Welcome, everybody, to the AEW Dynamite / Collision Sidecast here once again. Hope you guys are having a great week. I've been having a little bit of a, little bit of an off week. I'll be the first to admit it, but I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad here with all of you. And we're up for an absolutely amazing show tonight. For those that aren't aware, this is going to be 3 hours tonight. And just for some caretaking, we're not doing anything after. We're just doing Dynamite tonight. Apparently, according to the guys, it looks like we're probably going to do we're going to do Friday night, time TBA for our online GM. Because, well, frankly, we don't want to be here this week. Week's been kind of crappy, yeah. I think it's been like that for a lot of people. I do want to say happy belated Thanksgiving to all our Canadian friends here. It was Canadian Thanksgiving here just a couple days ago on Monday here, so. But I'm glad that you're here, Brett. Appreciate ya. Yeah, my Bills lost. The Blue Jays are tanking. By the way, I do have the Blue Jays up on a screen. We will have a ticker up here once the countdown is done. And, yeah, it's been an interesting week to say the least. But, yeah, tonight, it's our last show before we get to Wrestledream here on Saturday, which we will be here for, by the way. Don't forget that. Collision's going to be absolutely jam-packed. Dynamite's just as crazy. I'm just looking at this Collision lineup here for Dynamite and Collision. We got Harley Cameron and Megan Bayne. Just got announced today for the Dynamite part. For Collision, we got Jamie Hayter and Sky Blue. Hell of a fun time. We got the Hurt Syndicate versus the Gates of Agony tag team action in preparation for their trios match on Saturday. We got Orange Cassidy and Kyle O'Reilly versus Daniel Garcia and Wheeler Yuta. That would be the match of a pay-per-view on the indie scene right now, guaranteed. And then we're looking at the trios team of Jurassic Express with Kenny Omega taking on Mark Davis, Hitchesero, and Justin Alexander. Combination 428B of the Don Callis family. I say B because B thrown together, I'm guessing here. I just throw a rim shot just for the hell of it there. The Ops versus LFI, which there very well could be a title change here with Jalistico, the Beast Mortos, and Roosh going to be taking on the champs. If Samoa Joe takes his eye off the ball, they very well could have new trios champions coming up in by the end of the night here. Because Samoa Joe is challenging Hangman Page, who is going to be on commentary for this match. He's going to be there, and may that be a distraction. Then also we got Roderick Strong and Claudio Castagnoli in action against each other as well. So, and then we got basically the two craziest matches we're probably going to get on the night, or craziest ones we're going to get on Saturday, which is Chris Statlander and Tony Storm. They're going to go face to face with the last, what are they calling this? Famous last words. And then Moxley and Darby are going to go face to face tonight. The last time we saw these two together, in an AEW arena, Darby's pulling out Molotov cocktails. The last time we saw these two go at it together was at New York Comic Con. If you guys haven't heard, yeah, just a little bit of crazy there. Just, yeah, if you guys didn't get a chance to see the brawl, yeah, that's like, it was just a pure sixer. It's exactly what you do at a Comic Con like that. You don't have to pull out the flamethrowers or anything like that for a crowd that isn't used to that kind of thing being there. It's playing to your crowd, right? Like, it's sort of like when you're going out on an indie show and having, you go to an indie show in a new town that hasn't seen wrestling in forever. You don't really need to pull out all the stops right away. Just do enough to get their lips moistened. Just get things ready to go. Just so then you can move it on to another group, right? You can move it on to another. You can move it on to bigger things, another show. Bring them in the next time, bigger show, and just move it up 4 and 4. Hey, Jade, how you doing here today? Hope you're doing well. Mr. Zodiac, how are you doing, Essa? Hope you're doing well. Hope everybody's doing well. We got a couple minutes here till Dynamite starts. Just a quick note for people that are watching on HBO Max, and I will try to remind you at the time when Dynamite ends. When Dynamite is done on Max, you do have to back out of the file and go into Collision. If you're watching on the regular Peasant Vision versions, which, let's face it, Peasant Vision isn't very Pension Vision anymore, we're probably looking at... We're looking at everything going straight through, so... But yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. We got a lot to talk about tonight. They've thrown some extra bonus things at us tonight. If you guys haven't seen the move, Peasant Vision, regular TV. Peasant Vision used to be the term. Yes, this is making sure everybody knows I'm old. Peasant Vision was back when you got X number of channels and that was it. Usually it involved rabbit ears and a very staticky TV. Because, you know, the nobles, they get the satellite. Like, it used to be an actual satellite dish in everybody's place that they got to, not even free network television. This is like, you're hoping that you get the signal up if you're lucky. Okay, the countdown's done. We're going to put this up here for when it starts. This Dynamite's just about to fire up right now. Once again, as we get started, thank you very much for being here. If you're new here, please hit the follow button if you're watching on Twitch. Please hit the like and the subscribe button if you are on YouTube. How busy do you think game places will be with the Xbox Raw Alley releasing tomorrow? Not at all. Not at all. In Canada, you know how much those ROG Allies are going? The ROG Ally X? $1,800 Canadian.
No, please, no.
Thought you meant like the 80s and 90s when cable TV was the haves and the have-nots had... Yeah, that's basically where I'm going with, Brett. Up here in Canada, you didn't have the cable itself if you were out of town. And I grew up out of town. So literally it was, you got rabbit ears, that's your TV. Unless you were rich enough to afford a satellite dish, which the satellite dish, my dad was lucky enough to get. My dad's satellite dish had to be at least 12 feet. I think it was a 12-footer. Picture a 12-foot wide satellite dish in your front yard that you literally had to play with to watch your TV. It made it real easy to get some cheap channels, though. Was a have-not regardless? Yeah, I get it. But yeah, if you're just watching back to the main point. If you're watching on regular TV, you get to just watch it straight through. If you got the fancy schmancy streaming services, you got to back out of Dynamite and go into Collision at the beginning of this third hour. So these guys don't even know what the rundown's going to be here tonight. I think I gave a more thorough breakdown to start off the show. Well, we got a little split second while everything's lining up here to get started. I want to give a special shout out to Kulan Ange and Ruby Soho, who are actually opening up their own tabletop game shop tomorrow. And of course, just as I'm literally thinking about it all night, that was a victory roll. That's it. It's in Indiana. Where is it here exactly? Yeah, they just said Indiana in some of the reports. It's called Victory Roll. It has a whole bunch of board games. It has a D&D room. It has basically everything, and wrestling themed drinks as well. So I wish nothing but the best for those two, and they are looking to come back. They're just on maternity and paternity leave right now. They're starting with the women's face-off. Okay. Are we starting with a strip-off? Kulan Ange, the husband of Ruby Soho's on paternity leave right now. So they literally started with each of them stripping. That's a hell of a way to start a TV show. Oh, Brad, if you're watching here, it just started with everybody just trading off, like taking off the gloves, and next thing you know, Statlander's taking off her pants and had shorts underneath. Come on, this is a PG show. Well, making some tuna. Yeah, they're doing the face-off right now between Storm and Statlander. TV 14, you're right. Oh my God, they said the word evolve. That's free advertising, isn't it? Gonna get some. Oh my goodness. I might do that on Friday. Because I gotta get some quick food before we get on streaming on Friday after work here. So, Renee, don't take too much off. Mox will do a run-in. She took her jacket off and just said, "That's it. That's it for that." Oh my God, Statlander's a thespian here. All right. Is that better crush to establish her? I don't think it'll be a crush, but I think she'll win. They're like, the fuck with it. Get out to the ring now. There, my brother's bringing some Jimmy Johns. That's a win. I guess with 3 hours, you can do a little bit more fun here tonight, right? Oh, and here they come. Let's keep stripping. There goes the belt. There goes the shirt. Hockey fight. Think Tony can move on to the tag division? It all depends on who she's going to use for a partner. By the way, for the record, if anybody, we were talking about this other. I don't know how many. Nobody's mentioned a whole lot about boxing here. I know I'm not a big fan. Oh, God. And there's no security coming out. Oh, and Statlander's no, you hit me now. Come on. If she wants to do it so bad, make her do it. We're just getting a little taste. Just a little taste. As to what we're going to get on Saturday. They are actually doing a pretty good job of hyping up this match. Like a match essentially between two faces, which, let's face it, in AEW, two faces facing each other isn't exactly anything that's a big deal, right? You could really have two faces, two heels, whichever. Two heels even to a point. Because they've run two heels during the C2 before. For that tournament, and it almost felt like nothing happened. Not a big deal. Wish it was tomorrow because I see my surgeon and I get clear. Hey. All right, Perry, what you got? Why didn't you pick up the phone? Why didn't you talk to me? And it's funny, the Bucks literally don't have to say. Luchasaurus doesn't have to say a word. Are they really opening with, hey, Nats, how you doing? Oh, no, we're doing the tag match first. Okay. Hey, Nats, good to see you here tonight. Hope everything's going well. As they're just about to get the game going here. Doing well. I'm glad to hear it's okay, good. The ticker's changed over. So if anybody wants to know anything going on in the Blue Jays and Mariners game, it is on our screen here. And if you're watching online, if you need to flip over something, hope the Jays salvage one. I don't know. I really don't know, to be honest. Get their heads out of their asses. They might actually win a couple here, but it's all one at a time, right? And for once, they're finally facing a Kirby that isn't a powder puff. But no, we got... This is a bit of a preview of what we're doing on Saturday. And Chat, I have to ask you, like... Why throw Max tomorrow with stuff locked flat all year? He's had some injury time, so now that he's had some time to heal up, giving him those couple weeks might actually help him, Nats, but it is time to hurt people. Because we hurt people. We hurt people. So, chat, back to my question here. What are your thoughts about the fact that we're having the same match in back-to-back pay-per-views? And it's not for a title or anything. The stipulations really haven't changed. MVP is still in the match. Most likely MVP might still be the guy that gets pinned. do they pull a swerve? Not that kind of swerve. Don't get your don't change any ideas on that. Because one other thing right now is there is a ton of talent that whose house? Exactly. There's a lot of TNA contracts that ran out after Bound for Glory, and they're literally doing a best of episode tomorrow. Now, Cedric Alexander is one of those guys rumored to be done, or their contract's done at least. Whether they're back in or not, whether he re-signs or not, I'm not sure, but maybe he does come over here. There's a Desmond Alexander that just got released that TNA went dark for a month. Yeah, that's what's going on. The only views of TNA are going to be on NXT in the next few weeks. It's built story unlike WWE where, yeah. WWE does have some built-in stories with their tag teams. It's just very quick and very poor. And that's the biggest thing about WWE storylines versus AEW storylines. You do have a lot more. You have a lot more time. Used to have a lot more time between shows at AEW, and some of their storylines they can skip a pay-per-view for. Because Lord knows they got enough people to do matches with. Don't know why TNA would go dark. I'll get back to that in 1 second, Jay, quick. I don't want signings once the injuries start to come back from all those TNA hires we lost. Fair enough. Oh, but for some good news here for you guys. It's somebody I've really wanted to get on this roster, and it seems like that might actually happen. And this actually, the match went down last week, so Isla Dawn is teaming up with the Grizzly Young Vets for intergender 6-person action coming up on Ring of Honor tomorrow. So that match has already been recorded, which means Isla Dawn might, that would have been in America. So maybe that means that there's a little bit more to this Isla Dawn thing than just a one-off. And once again, you do have to bring in more people to... They do have a lot of people for the tag division, but whatever kind of tournament they're deciding on, they're going to have to... They might need to bring in some more people. I think Dawn's in, yeah. She's had such a great approach, and she hasn't been really taking any more bookings, so it makes a lot of sense. Oh, that was hilarious right there. Take the tag, clothesline out. Oh, that is the legal crap move they ever did. One of the moves that I love, the fact that it is legal, it's just really, really crappy, is, you kick the middle rope. So it sort of knocks you right in the balls, even though you're not allowed to. It's a low blow without being a legal low blow. I think it's the best way to put it. But yeah, this trios match, it's going to deliver regardless. And let's face it, the matches go by so quickly in AEW that you really, and on a pay-per-view that you really don't notice a whole lot, right? So, well, MVP just got tossed. Or Bobby's getting tossed in the crowd. Forgive me if my neck turns quite a bit like this because, well, I got the Blue Jays game on this side monitor here instead of my main my main monitor, which I should have switched them over before we started here tonight. But c'est la vie. But yeah, no. When we're getting into this situation here with the trios titles, question for you, Chad, and I did bring this up off the start of the show, and I know some people popped in here a little late. They're having issues navigating the Mariners. I'll give you the rim shot for that just for the hell of it, because, it is a hell of a good joke. Yeah, I know. The YouTube side is down. It's a YouTube thing. It's not an us thing. So I am streaming on there, and everything's going well. Once the app's up, you guys will be able to check it out on the YouTube side. So I'm not too worried. I just want to make sure it's out there and everything's running. We'll let YouTube do its magic. Yeah. No, if you go check on other socials, they are saying the YouTube app is down right now. So everybody can pile into Twitch here. So the site's fucked. Oh, maybe it's because I downloaded a whole bunch of videos today. It's like tomorrow morning, we're going to get, if you guys have a chance, 10 a.m. Eastern, we're going to have the arcade story for C. Viper from Street Fighter 6, who just got downloaded. God damn, she looked good. Both in ability and how they drew her. Shouldn't have uploaded my OnlyFans. I'm sorry. YouTube knew Mike the ref was live and they couldn't handle the movement. I wish I could think that was the case, but either way, I do appreciate you guys being here over on the Twitch side. If anybody pops in on the YouTube side, we'll know it's working. And yeah, they're probably just gonna go through it and figure it out. Mike's better than Mr. B. Depends on the category, sir. Everything's relative, right? Except your cousin and your mother, right? They're not first relatives. I'm just gonna on that one, but unless you live in Bama, not fair. Or Saskatchewan, same difference. It's a common joke we use up here too. Saskatchewan, 32 million people, 3 last names. Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. Sorry, I got to get back to it here. Honestly, when it comes to TNA, when the new regime took over with Silva and whatnot, they never really got a chance to reset everything in the way that they wanted to do it. Like having their people in charge, their oh my God, that was a high knee. The way things are the way the structure's set up, and also the fact that there are 10 or 12 contracts that ran out. So they can throw whoever has a solid contract and they want to keep on TV. They can throw them on NXT for a couple weeks. Is TNA talent happy with WWE essentially owning them? I don't think anybody's really seen the thing really affect them yet personally. I'll tell you this right now. When it comes down to the pay-per-view on the weekend, Nats, you got to remember something here, and don't forget this, folks. It's very important. And I'll sum it up with one audible. Check clears. I don't care who I'm working for. I heard there is a bit of discontent about the Leon Slater and Javon Evans X Division match. Mainly because it went to a 20-minute draw. It got restarted, then Dark stayed out and just cleaned them up completely. Shelton would rather throw you than know you. MVP just knocked out Ricochet, but it ain't going to matter at this point. And Rimsburg's like, how the hell did that happen? I can't. How WWE could justify the Ridge. We can get into that too. We can totally get into that too. And well, Nats, let's put it this way. We got 3 hours. We could stretch these out a little bit here, so we have a little bit of time to. Shelton's acting like he's got a busted jaw here at this point. Jesus. I would like to see this be an elimination match with these 6. Don't surprise me if they do change things up a little bit here, so. But no, in terms of the TNA talent, absolutely. But he's still not going to be able to go until probably April. I'm thinking maybe April, May, before he's actually able to do anything physical. Like, he'd still do training and whatever, but but just going back to the TNA thing, like, once you leave it for a month and set up a pay-per-view, you can sort of set up where you want your brand to go at this point. So you can say that X and Y are, these are your champions, these are your guys going forward, these are the guys that you want to move into the title picture. So I don't mind them taking a month off. It's just, it's a really rough month to do it. Like, with all due respect, December is usually a pretty big wash. November has Thanksgiving. It's got Survivor Series. It's got Full Gear. You're going to be stuck on a lot of things. But, yeah, when it comes to TNA, we're going to have to see what's coming out of it, too. Plus, also, Carlos Silva's been hinting that they do have a TV deal, but they won't say who. There is a possibility that TNA could be replacing Evolve over on Tubi. There is a very big possibility of that happening. Because if he does end up on Tubi, then they're basically going to go up against... yeah, I'm with you. They've been hinting a TV deal for 2 years. Did they literally go to a jail to film this? Yep, there we go. 2-run homer for Julio. This one's over. How is this gonna go? This is intriguing. Like, Ray, do you have bail money? Ugh. Oh yeah, this ball game's over. Bieber might not even make it out of the first. Just trying to be nice. I let a female coworker move in with me because her family was being toxic, but I changed my mind because I learned too many red flags. Now she's taking it personally. Jay Quick, with all due respect, you got to get some. Now, he did tap out, but will he say I quit? That's the question, though, Zodiac. There's a bit of a difference to that. Not much. I get the same feeling, though. Like, I do have a feeling Mox is going to going to be the one that ends this. Jay Quick, if you're gonna change your mind on something like that, you gotta. Unfortunately, you just gotta wear it. You gotta have some thick skin. Will Darby burn down the venue in Missouri? I doubt it. That's the question. What level do these two go to? I think Renee might be involved. As scary as it sounds, I think Renee might be involved. Oh, that ring is definitely going to be red between these two. The ring's going to be red. They're going to be doing stuff that we haven't seen on pay-per-view in a very long time. Unless you've watched Tournament of Death. If you watch Tournament of Death, then you're going to see a lot of this stuff. My prediction, at least. Maybe Renee gets involved, or does Mox try to attack Danielson to make Darby? I think that you might end up with both. I really like this setup, though. I like how they're doing this. Darby will pull out C4.
Sir, no, sir!
No, we're not going to see C4 in an arena. Could you imagine C4 in an arena? Then Goldberg comes up.
Sir, no, sir!
And there's Pac to beat up Oh, we're going to get the red all over the... Oh, yeah, there we go. We're getting the red all over the glass. You knew we were going to see some red here somehow. This is like... I love that Darby is a film major. Yeah, we'll see how things go here. Oh, and here comes Mox and Darby, and Mox is saying thank you. Maybe the Death Riders drag out Sting to make Darby say I quit instead of... It could be anything like that. No, it's great to see everybody here tonight, and, as we hit a commercial break here. So, Zodiac, I will save you the hydration point for this following thought about this. If you guys haven't checked it out yesterday, Chris Jericho announced his next voyage in November of 2026, the next Jericho cruise. And if you look at the list, outside of anybody that could potentially be coming on, like Lacey Lane or Elena Black or any of the potential free agents that could be coming over, the list of people that are on the trip as of right now is pretty much all TNA, independent, and the possibility of NXT as well. So I think it's pretty safe to say we can wish Jericho all the best in his future endeavors from AEW. And more than likely, we will see him. More than likely, we might end up seeing him at the Royal Rumble. My wild guess, of course. You know, it could be wrong. Could be just a signing ploy by Tony Khan. Usually in February. It depends. They did February during COVID because, well, they couldn't get the release to get on the seas the 1 year. I think it was 2022. They wouldn't get the release to come out, so it's usually November. Okay, Nat, sorry. I know that they were having problems getting proper tickets, so I saw Elena Black was booked, almost booked by cruise ticket. Fair enough. Honestly, right now, I don't feel like going to the States or even stopping in there right now. With all due respect to all you Americans, just all the craziness that's going on right now and me not being from Canada, not from the U.S., it just ain't worth the headache right now. My goal is to eventually get to like an AEW show in the States, one of the big pay-per-views and whatnot. He shows up at the single final match. What if Gunther is a herring and it ends up being Jericho Cena in that final match? Could you imagine? I don't think anybody would expect that. I think it would be a dumb move because you should put somebody over. But it could be. It could be. A lot of those stories are propaganda. Fair. But I also have to apply for my passport too, which 47 years now I haven't got one, so we'll see what happens in 2026 here. I do want to eventually get out, like I said, to different shows. But I do need of course I need a passport. Imagine if Cena comes out with no opponent. Cena points to how many more dates he has. And Jericho pops up with the Y2J, returns to MSG. Unfortunately, they're doing it in Washington, so. Or maybe, are they doing one Raw at MSG that he's going to be at? Hey, I don't know. Would have Cena beat Dom Survivor Series, winning IC title, loses his family? Yeah, there you go. Oh, he has an appearance at MSG. Okay, that's fair. It's so funny if you get a casual person coming in here that has no idea what MSG is and thinking we're ordering Chinese food or something. My God, Claudio looks ripped and ready to go. MSG is tasty. Well, this should be a lot of fun here tonight. Roddy wants to Claudio, and this is like a former Ring of Honor title match. Yeah, I'll take an egg roll and a fortune cookie. And I thought about going to Saturday night's main event show or tickets to Nats. Pre-order's done today. The cheapest available ticket right now, and this is as of 5 o'clock Eastern, was floor seating at $3,200. They could have had that final match at Fenway Park. They could have had it at Gillette Stadium. They could have had it at, if they wanted to really do it in Washington, you could still do it at whatever RFK was, or the new RFK is. They could have done that and sold it out, guaranteed. Well, I won't say guaranteed because, well, Commander Stadium, yeah, there you go. Northwest State, okay, fair enough. There you go. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Taz put it up on socials that he's going to be off for quite a while because he's fixing up his shoulder. So this actually makes sense why they brought Danielson as early as they did. Because Taz is going to be out for a while, right? Saw Metallica 2 nights at Northwest. Yeah, I liked some of the comments they're making about that segment. That's one thing about AEW. Like, they do embrace the cinema, I think, a little bit better than what most promotions do. Like, when they want to start doing the, talking like Batman and the Riddler, ooh, that's not good. But yeah, when it comes to AEW, the one thing I do appreciate is the fact that they aren't afraid to go into that kind of stuff, right? Danielson are friends with both these. That ROH group is probably so tight together. Like that ROH late 2000s, early 2010s group. Like before Danielson moved on to WWE for that NXT run. There's like a good 15, 20 guys that are pretty solid across the board. Oh, and Jay Quick, I'll throw one to you. And this is on behalf of PJC. I don't want to speak for him, but I got an idea he'd think this. With the reason that TNA's taken a month off, they were using Delirious as a booker, former ROH talent and former booker of ROH. And Bound for Glory, in terms of its booking, the matches were good. Like, the actual matches there were not bad, pretty decent. But the actual booking of how they finished a lot of those matches was complete garbage. And I mean complete garbage. Like absolute rotting dog feces kind of garbage. The two winners of the Battle Royal. The double pin that we saw about 16 miles away. The Dark State finish of the X Division match. The women's title match, well, it didn't feel like they had much chemistry with each other, to put it politely. So they might be looking at trying to fix the booking direction overall, so. Jesus, Claudio. Even some of the most elementary moves by Claudio could just look so strong overall. Yeah, we got another 2.5 hours yet. This is going to be, that first half hour really flew by if you look at it. That tag match, absolutely fantastic. And once again, just two guys that really know each other really. Oh, God. Claudio's not used to taking shots like that. Oh, God. That is awesome right there. I think Claudio's the only one that would actually be able to do that. Somebody trying to do a flying drop kick out of the ring, and Claudio would catch him and just literally put him in a swing right into the barricade. Like, other people could do it, but it seems like they're the only ones that he would be the only one that would be that smooth in doing it. But yeah, we are just watching these two go at it here, and it makes you also wonder what's going to happen with this whole tag team with Kyle O'Reilly, the conglomeration, how everything. They're slow playing it to no end about how Roddy essentially is not part of the conglomeration. And he insists that he isn't going to be. Is it going to be a conversion by Roddy, or is it going to be a conversion by Kyle that he moves away from the conglomeration? That's where I really wonder what's going to happen here. Because I would like to see some kind of, I don't know if we need to see any movement, but at least we need to see some different challengers for Brodito going forward here. Unless they're going to put the tag titles on ice a little bit and let the trios titles take a little bit more of the spotlight. Because it makes me wonder exactly what we're going to do here for what we're going to do for each of those titles going forward. Because I got a weird feeling that LFI wins them tonight. Just because I think Samoa Joe might have his eyes off the prize compared to where they should be. And you know that would send a little bit of a ripple down and just put a little bit extra influence on how big the heavyweight title match is going to be on Saturday here. So how are you guys picking up the pay-per-view on Saturday? Probably going to go with Amazon again. They've been doing a pretty good deal. I just like the quality of the picture more than anything else. You don't need to openly admit that you're using a extra service if you're doing that. Son's birthday, she told, hey, birthday parties for kids are supposed to be the afternoon. So this is an evening paper. Once again, that's another reminder. This is an evening pay-per-view. This is not a daytime pay-per-view. So they're used to doing daytime pay-per-views, but because of the NFL season and the fact they've already had this book, they're sticking with the evenings here. You know what? If you miss it, you miss it. If you see it, I do hopefully. I recommend you do get a chance to see it after. I would almost guarantee it. Be a lot of fun. Personally, we'll be here on Saturday about 7 o'clock Eastern for the pre-show. Because we're going to get Jet Speed and FTR as well as Harley and Willow versus Megan Bain and Penelope Ford. So that's on the free TV. That's actually a pretty cool change up there. And Roddy just showing how you don't have to really react to it right away. Is that freaking Clement again? Yep. Sorry, folks. Ernie Clement just belted another double. It's like Ernie's earning himself a paycheck for next year, guaranteed. He's on the list for Gold Glovers as well, so. Roddy getting some momentum here. I like it. I don't know if you actually get Claudio getting pinned on this one, but the fans in the crowd just I'd love to see Claudio just turn around and deck one of them eventually, but oh my God. Oh my God. Out of the 9-hole, let's go. Sorry, baseball interlude. No. From out of the 9-hole. Jimenez bashes a 2-run homer to tie it up. The Jays aren't quite dead yet. My ticker's about 20 seconds early, so compared to the online feed. So I know how you guys feel when you're watching me sometimes. I think after Wrestledream, I'm working on getting a new setup done. I keep saying this every month. I'm working on getting a new setup done. If you guys haven't heard, there's a program called AEW, or a company called AEW that's basically created a new skin for their OBS setup. If I can download and use that mod and it works out a little bit better than what I'm doing right now, I'm hoping that that'll make things a little easier for you guys as well. Try and make it easier for me. Oh, he's trying to go for the high knee, and Claudio just said nope. Damn. That uppercut. The worst part is when you're getting hit with that uppercut. Literally, you're seeing it coming and you can't do anything about it. Like, what are you supposed to do? Put your arms up and break your arms? Yeah, no Death Riders out here. I'm actually very surprised. I guess it's because everybody's dealing with all the other stuff, right? Oh, God. The Callus birthday party. So, 2 pieces of drama coming out of this. One kayfabe and one non-kayfabe. Sorry, Roddy. Yeah, well, it leads a little bit to that extra madness, right? I'm a little bit upset here. There's no El Clone here. Never mind Andrade. There's no El Clone. The new guys aren't here for this. And by the way, you're going to see something else that, if you guys haven't heard on the weekend, make it very interesting here coming up on Saturday. Yeah, this obviously was filmed before they came in. You notice that Lance Archer has the bottle of Jack Daniels in his hand that he's going to be chugging instead of any wine? And he did. Use it. It's the phrase. He said the phrase again. All right, chat. I got to ask you here. Where are we going to do this? Where is this going to end up? Are we doing Okada versus Takeshita at Wrestledream, or are we doing it at Wrestle Kingdom? Archer's like, hurry up so we could drink. Yeah. Do you blame him? I heard this was an absolutely fantastic match with these two. Takeshita #1. And he's got Rocky Romero as his backup manager here, so. Takeshita going to take that belt? It wouldn't surprise me. Here we go. Mark Davis getting his the Dingo Dominate. What the frick did he just call him? Oh, God. Now, of course, Callis is going to take credit for that. Wouldn't surprise you one bit. Always great when Josh Alexander gets to come out here with the fart music, right? I say the Dingo what? Yeah, I heard Dingo Dominatrix, but that just doesn't sound right. And Callis is going into. Why is Callis going into his dance? And Callis is like, hurry the frick up. We got to get going here. Even Alexander behind's like, why the hell is he getting this pop? I get, you know what? He deserves it in a way that, he is that over right now. He is that kind of talent. But this literally does feel like Don Callis family group number 237B. Combination 237B or something like that. Omega come out of V-Trigger Cal. I don't think you're going to see it quite yet. I don't think you're going to see it quite yet, but it's going to be a thing. It is going to be a thing coming up. That's, of course, what the end game is going to be, right? It just depends on what that end game is going to be. And yes, I know that sounds sort of backwards here, but how does Omega eventually get his full comeuppance on the Don Callis family? Is it by taking the title that he ended up losing at All In Texas? Does he get the unified title? Does he take the TNT title from Fletcher? Is there another title that ends up coming to be a case? Or is it just, yeah, I'm going to hit Callis and that's the way I'm leaving? It could be either way on those, right? So. Many different opportunities to wake up to, many different things to go on with here, so. But yeah, just it's going to be interesting to see what's going to be going on Saturday here. It's going to be interesting what's going to be going on for the rest of the week. But speaking of the rest of the week, just a quick side note in Zodiac. Sorry, I'm just going to respond live to your comment earlier here. Your comment on Discord. Unless something comes up with PJC, because he's the only one who responded. HPC, we'll see if he can come in as well. We're going to be doing online GM. We're going to do a little bit of a super show. We're going to start probably closer to 8:30. 8:30 Eastern. We might be starting a little sooner, but looks like we might be going a little earlier like that to get ready for the big show coming up. We haven't been at it for about 2 weeks here, so we're going to make up for it. So JVR with Latino Mid-Gamer Geeks. All right. I'll get that right 4 or 5 times here. Welcome to the Players Pit. Welcome to the Mike the Ref Twitch stream. Thank you for popping in. Appreciate you. Appreciate the follow as well. We're in the middle of watching AEW Dynamite, talking wrestling, talking Blue Jays. Because, well, right now they got the bases loaded with 2 outs. So, and we got Jurassic Express coming out, so. No, thank you for being here. Thank you everybody for being here. Appreciate you all. I'm sort of happy that Perry's not walking on the shoulders of, or not coming in on the shoulders of Luchasaurus again. It just shows a little bit of maturity, right? Bucks are going extinct. We got Perry, a dinosaur, to one-wing angel. Yeah, like, it almost sounds like a bar joke. A scapegoat, a dinosaur, and a one-wing angel walk into a bar. One of them asked for a dino sour. One asked for a, I don't even know what the other two would drink. I love the fact that the pop for... Oh my God, it's go! Let's go! These Blue Jays are so on right now. Let's go. And just having Omega come out here, it's like they're hitting their pyro. Well, the Blue Jays might all hit their pyro right now. And half the arena is just going nuts because, well, frankly, it's the Blue Jays. And everybody loves the Blue Jays across North America, especially in Toronto West. You know, it's Mega's like, don't you guys, I don't like you guys. Yeah, and that's the story I think we're going to get out of this match, that I don't trust. He says, I don't trust you, but an enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of deal. I love how Omega came in and just I almost guarantee that they improvised on the fly there, right? There went the pyro budget for the rest of the year. Well, good thing we only have 2 months left. We only got 2.5 months. He's calling out Alexander. He's the one that ruined him. Good old Callus. I really do like how... Yeah, bringing in Hitchisero is probably the smartest move because he's literally the... He's the only guy that hasn't been involved in the whole Ibushi thing in general here, so... It's just amazing how much of a draw Kenny really is out here. Just everything snapping over all over the place here. So, do you think that this $500,000 match is probably the last one we're going to see for a while for these special stipulation matches? Because I think in many ways that might be where we end up having to leave it. Because you don't want to overuse a gimmick a little too much, right? Like, yes, I understand you want to use the All Star. You don't want to use the All Star forever, and now you don't want to use the money thing forever. But I think for the rest of the year, we're not going to have a whole lot to worry about because the Bucks ran out of money. That's why they have this stipulation again. I hate the fact that Callis, I think, attempted to make a homophobic joke there, and it just I think Callis tried to do a homophobic joke, and the guys just no-sold it, which I'm very happy about. About the golden bedpan and give them the same bed together, like, yeah, that was a story. He hasn't even thought about going to the corner yet, so. When that hot tag gets in, that's gonna be amazing. Hey, McGee, how you doing there tonight, sir? Hope you're doing well. I just hope everybody's doing great. Like, I know some things turned into a bit of a shitty week for some people. It was Thanksgiving week, so that could be good or bad for a lot of people as well. You thought his gay joke went hard, but it actually flaccid. Clearly, he doesn't know how to appeal to men. Can we get Omega and Alexander at Wrestledream? I wouldn't mind that one bit, Jay Quick, to be honest. Just flip it between AEW and the Jays. Well, that's why I got a ticker on the bottom. I got my Jays on my online, on my monitor, and I got AEW on my TV here. So, subtly flipping back and forth between both. The one thing about my ticker is it's a couple moments ahead of my online feed, so I can... I see something interesting come up on the ticker. I can actually turn real quick and take a look. It would have to be the night the Blue Jays are playing is the week that they're doing a 3-hour Dynamite, right? I do appreciate the fact that the pay-per-view's on an off night for the series if they manage to get to 6 games. And Rodriguez beats it out. I love how Jurassic Express feels like they haven't even lost a step. Realistically, if you want to have a good thing go on here, you do want to have Jurassic Express win this match to set up for the match against the Bucks, unless the Bucks literally come out here. Did you ever think you'd be switching channels between playing out baseball and AEW? Yeah, very much so. The only reason I thought we wouldn't be doing that is because I normally on national TV, they screw us around and put us as the afternoon game. Because apparently Toronto doesn't draw fans, even though we got probably more fans in Seattle right now than the Mariners do. So it's a good mix-up between the two, right? So. And we'll just end the inning right there. Thank you. Oh, I love watching fans get nervous at, when somebody's been doing so well and all of a sudden they get punched in the mouth. And it's the same thing that happened to the Blue Jays earlier this week. You had such a great time with the Yankees, and literally it was stressful, but it almost felt like you were in control throughout the entire thing. But everybody always feels great and cocky until they get punched in the face. Hey, Nats. Yeah, you showed me the picture of RFK. I knew they were rebuilding RFK. That's why I was... Oh, I love the comments online right now about... Oh, they tore it down this afternoon. They're supposed to be rebuilding a new stadium right next to it. Like they're supposed to take down that building and build it right back up again. Apparently, finally, something got agreed to that they would do that. So, yeah, I like the fact that we're starting to get comments on, like, the fervor on X, the fervor on Blue Sky and whatnot. Yeah, they're playing the exact site. Yeah. They're going to tear it down and build it up better. So, unlike the Bills, who are having theirs built right across the parking lot. So, they'll have a full parking lot after they demolish the old site, which is going to be a bit of a nightmare for next season. But, hell, we might not even need anybody. You can show them if you want. I might not check them out right now. That's the thing. Unless I can get them on here, which I'll be honest, right now I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 windows up right now. So I know I could probably push my computer a little bit because my CPU is pretty strong, but do I really want to risk it? Sure, feel free. On right into that ankle lock. And Davis doing the work. Oh. I'm actually surprised Omega didn't do anything sooner because, when you see your partner get knocked off the ring, maybe you want to react a little bit to that. Omega, get over that damn corner, you stupid son of a... He wanted to hesitate on that tag on the Willy Won't. That is hilarious. Omega, and he keeps saying that he didn't want to have the Fletcher match because he didn't think he could live up to the standard that it needed to be. I don't know. Personally, I think he'd have no problem having a great match with... some beautiful renders there, Nats, by the way. Sorry, I just looked at it quick. I'll take a little more deeply later. I'm going to have to get in the habit of getting everybody over to the Discord here. By the way, we do have a Discord available if you guys are interested. I am trying to use it a little bit more right now, but it basically gets you details when any of our partners are up and whatnot. And I am trying to send a little bit more here, so I think you are going to get Omega Alexander eventually. I'm surprised Callis didn't complain that his shoulder was still up. Hobbs isn't even out there and they're chanting beef already. What the heck? Well, those two just ripped each other apart. You could tell those clotheslines were stiffer than hell. And a spitty DDT out of nowhere. Oh, shit. Sorry. You know what? I'll fix it up after stream. It should have been a permanent link, but you might actually be able to get in with the tab at the bottom of the screen. I do have a Discord link down there as well. Oh my God. Are we getting what I think we're getting here? Oh, this could be fun, chat. It could be fun. I see a little number just change on the screen here. Are you actually going to get the V-trigger off Omega? Hey, Callis. Oh, there's a chop block. Oh my God, deep center. Let's go, Springer Dinger. Le boom. Hey, thanks, Nats. Appreciate it. I'll fix up the chat bot later. Davis, such a freaking talent. And just remember, it used to be Davis and Kyle Fletcher. And Davis is the wily vet of that tag team. Alexander, you're really trying to stop Luchasaurus. Oh, this is hilarious. Davis is the Jannetty? Yeah, I would say that. It's a trios match. You have to get at least 3 hot tags. Minus the drug usage. I don't know if I told you guys my Marty Jannetty story. Oh, God. Doomsday Device. The funny part is Luchasaurus, or sorry, Luchasaurus shoulders. I was supposed to pick him up at the airport for a local show. He literally made 1 foot into Canada before the feds caught him. Literally, like, you know, at the airport, you get that one. You're in international, then you're in the local area. He literally had 1 foot in. And customs got him and checked his passport again. He's like, yeah, no, you're getting right back on the plane. So he was coming. The funny part was, I think he was coming from Florida, but he had to go through Atlanta. Or no, he was in Atlanta, and the flight that he took was from Atlanta to Houston to Edmonton. Because apparently Houston's a pretty big hub for that. This would have been 2019, 2018. No, 2018, because I was still working with the company back then. He recently just went off the deep end. Yeah, it was. And he and everybody's there as Perry knocks him down. So yeah, literally, so because his flight was Atlanta to Houston to Edmonton, he got 1 foot into Edmonton. They pulled him back, set him back on the plane, but they sent him to Houston and told him he had to find his own way home. Because they sent him back to where he crossed the border, right? And our promoter is like, how did I find out? I was the guy that was picking him up at the airport. I was working with the promo, so Sky Blue Jamie Hayter coming up right after the break. This is going to be nice. Are they hinting at Omega Young Bucks reunion? Possibly. I do think we eventually get an Elite reunion. I think Kenny may very well go heel. Because remember, they are the original AEW Trios champions. They were champions for all of one night, but they were champions nonetheless. If you don't remember, they won the titles, and then CM Punk decided to open his mouth a little bit too much in a press conference. Kenny's been a better heel than face at AEW. Yeah, like, I'd almost say that, you know, he was better with Callis, but even then, he really doesn't need him at this point. I do want to see the three of them together. That's the thing. That the brawl out was a work? Was it work? You thought it was a work at the time? Yeah. A lot of people thought that, but a lot of people wanted to think a lot of different things. And they were at the part where wrestling was a lot of work all over the place. And let's face it, it wasn't exactly... AEW was sort of in a transition area. They were starting to go up. AEW 2021 was so fun, yeah. And then you started having that Punk influence and having the titles go, that heavyweight title and the real AEW title. It just seemed like, and Darby was sort of right in the interview that he did earlier, and I don't think he was referring to Punk. When it said a lot of the cancers are out of AEW right now and just things are running so smoothly. Because if you look at it, like, and if you don't know what I'm referring to, then we had Real Glass. Yeah, well, that was just a follow-up to that, and it was just a... Nats thinks he was talking about Jericho. Darby was 100% correct. Yeah, well, once the drama got out, things worked a lot better. And, you know, like I said, I'm never going to hide the fact that I'm a DMD fan. I have been since the start. Hell, it's part of the opening of the show. Now that I just included there with the clip with Zodiac there as we were working together on a show. And she hasn't been around. Jericho hasn't been around. Miro and Malachi are back in WWE. Which is... It's interesting that people just feel more comfortable in certain spots. But it just feels like... You know when it's a pay-per-view week and we're always dealing with some kind of stupid drama the week of? When's the last time we actually had that here? Because it almost used to be clockwork. We would come into the Dynamite before... The Dynamite before... a pay-per-view, and we'd be talking about what kind of drama just came down over the interwebs before we got to there. Jericho ate tons of pins. His ego was just being a focus on the show. Yeah. Like, Jericho, Here's the thing. Jericho knew how to lose to people, but Jericho didn't know how to get people over after things changed. There would be drama after the show off. Yeah, like, that's exactly it, too. Like, Jay Quick, you say, go back to a brawl out. He was the first to tell Tony. Yeah, well, if I saw a fight break out with two people in my store, I would tell my boss right away because I don't want to be the one that I found personally. And when it comes to relationships with my boss, if I'm able to give him the information before anybody else comes at him with a complaint, he usually is able to figure out a way to fix it before then. And I think he actually appreciates that better than having to deal with something after and just trying to dig all the information and being able to respond back to a situation quicker. TK, of course, dropped the ball all the way here. By the way, Jericho just overestimated his own importance, not out of malice, but due to expiration. He just didn't know how to... He didn't know how to... You know how he kept trying to reinvent himself? Sometimes when you're trying to reinvent yourself, you can only do it so many times. Like when you're trying to reuse the same pieces in terms of, like, hell, we could tell on my GM. When you're trying to create feuds with the same roster, eventually you're going to run back into the same feuds again. And you're not going to get the same spice out of them. And that's the same thing with Jericho's characters. Like, the Jericho Appreciation Society versus the Learning Tree realistically wasn't that much different from each other other than the graphics. The graphics and the theme song. Ha! I love that. The Inner Circle was great. Absolutely it was. Because everybody was treated like equals there. Hi, Mike. Hi, Nats. That's it. I'm a G. Hey, everybody. If you guys weren't here during the Inner Circle time here while we were doing the sidecast, it's a bit of an inside joke. That's the way we would... It's the way I would respond to everybody as they do the hi guys thing, so... And, of course, we're going to do one more hydrate here. Remember Sabu coming in? Yeah. Drink from the knowledge of the learning tree. Well, the learning tree's burnt and toast. There could be a possibility this could just be a bargaining chip for Jericho. Don't ever new flavor. Actually, tonight I went with the old flavor, the peach drink. But it is if you guys haven't seen it, I picked it up a couple weeks ago. GG Subs actually has this bottle based on Astrobot. So that's why I took the roots of the learning tree got burnt toast flavor. Fair enough. What was that? Burnt toast. I tornado uprooted the tree. So what? It's been 2 years. The learning tree stopped. Well, the learning tree pretty much didn't have anything else to do. Why does Jamie fall for the oldest trick in the book? Realistically, why does she? It's been 2 years since we've had a non-title match for the women on a pay-per-view. I believe they said it was a. She's a face, of course, that makes sense. But I believe the last one that they had not for a title was Britt and Mercedes, her debut match. It was either Britt and Mercedes or Saraya. I'm thinking Saraya and Jamie, maybe. Ooh, I like that scoreboard. I like that scoreboard a lot. Wonder if Darby is a career cancer comment was maybe about Thunder Rosa. I don't know. The thing is, she's not gone. Yep, there we go. Straight to center. Straight to center. Oh. Sorry, J-Rod. No catchy for you. No catchy for you. Yeah, Nats, that's the big thing. Cameraman! Vic, you always pop in with the opportune moments there. Good to see you tonight, sir. Vic, quick question. Are you going to be free Friday night? We're doing good. We're having a fun time tonight. It appears YouTube's down. We're going to run my GM online Friday night, pretty much during SmackDown. So I'm thinking closer to 8:30, but we might be doing 8. Basically, I got to get home from work, and I won't be home till about 7:30 maybe. All right, so you know what? I'll mark it in right now, and if we got to bring in PJC after, we will. We'll do 8:30 on Friday, folks, Eastern time. We're going to be here with my GM online as we try to pump out a third. We might even pump out the full third season there. Like in my GM mode, SmackDown's getting a raw deal. Yeah. Yeah. And Zelina turning heel, that why am I giving free airtime to ED commercials? I don't know. Hey, YouTube's back. Good to see it here. Thanks, Nats, for popping over there just to see if it was working once again. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you being on either platform, either way. If you're gonna put a gun to my head and say which one you prefer, I have to be honest. I'm not sure. We know why, Mike. It's a shh.
No, please, no.
Where the hell is it? So the drama out here. And if you think it's that reason as well.
You told some of the biggest lies that I've ever heard of in my whole life.
Hater firing up. I'm pretty sure Tekla's going to end up showing up out here for this match. It just makes sense, right? I can't believe we're halfway through already, folks. Like, think about it. We're normally an hour and a half, right? YouTube had a UI update yesterday, maybe something with coding. I don't know. Hey, man, my government pays me for ED. Well, unfortunately, in Canada, we get paid for all our meds, but... Well, of course, Jamie's going to get frustrated with the Triangle of Madness here as we go. When you play... I'm really hoping that after we're done Blood and Guts, I do hope we change it up a little bit with some of the people that are on the TV roster for a while. These two are going nuts with each other. Jesus! I will be here on Saturday. Open door for anybody that wants it. We're going to be here. I'll be starting right around, it would be 7 o'clock Eastern with the tailgate brawl, because I definitely do not want to miss Megan and Penelope versus Willow and Harley, which we are going to get Megan and Harley later tonight on the Collision part of the show. Yeah, I'll be on all the shows for the rest of the year. The only exception might be a little late for the start of Full Gear. I managed to book the day after off, but I didn't manage to book the day of off. So, unfortunately, I work till approximately 6 o'clock Eastern. But sometimes when I work till 6, it ends up being 7. At worst, you guys might be watching me eat some food while I'm here, so. I've always been the belief of not doing that on stream. It's just a me thing. Food eater MSR? Yeah, I'm not that guy. I am not that guy. No.
Sir, no, sir!
Very nice. Might knock later in the evening if I make it home in time. I'm celebrating another year. That's right. Well, we got birthdays up the wazoo. You got Zodiac's kid. You got yours. So going back to the Jericho stuff, we won't see him for a while. When he's on a U.S. tour with Fozzy. Yeah, like I said, the odds are where you're going to see Jericho is the Rumble. And let's face it, even if he is on tour during the Rumble season, he could take the night off for the Rumble, show up at the Rumble, do 2 minutes of work, do his pose, come out, get hit a couple times, get knocked out, and then come back in 2 months. Because he could go do Elimination Chamber if he wants. Judging by birthdays, got a lot of people banging in December and January. Well, just for the record, folks, my birthday is exactly 9 months from Christmas. So we know exactly where I was. I still think we see Edge in WWE? No. No ED there. I'll give you a point for that. And Hater just said, nope, we're done here. Your birthday's on 4/20? Wow, Nats. On a national holiday. It's got No, fight for it. Hey, we get to see Jamie on Saturday against Tekla. I'm just waiting for that Blood and Guts match November 12th. Like, that's going to be absolutely insane. But Nats, Adam Copeland's contract is still for another, I think it's for another year yet. Realistically, I do think they're doing the last match of Adam Copeland's going to be February/March of 2027 in Toronto. In the Rogers Center. Oh, Joe didn't even hint about it. He's retiring after his contract's done. She's going to show up somewhere here. I love how she goes like, love tech, like, that promo was a little bit, like, I don't want to say flat, but it definitely did bring things down a little bit. But I think, here's the thing, Zodiac, and this is where I was going with. I honestly feel that this is the night that she was expecting like a jump from behind or something. The crowd was like waiting for the punchline that never came. None compared to Marina from Rampage, yeah. So okay, Friday she's got a match at CMLL against Persephone. If all right, they're putting her over pretty good. So if she survives Friday and Saturday, on Sunday, Mercedes has an opportunity to break the record in Winnipeg against Jody Threat for the WPW Championship. So, yeah, Winnipeg Pro Wrestling, when they announced that they're doing this match, and it might be the breakout match, and thank you, Michael, appreciate you for being here. When they announced this match, they sold an extra 1,000 tickets. When is their downfall? It's coming. It'll be there. It's just they want her to break that record. Like, first of all, they want her to get that record on Friday because you know who holds that title right now? And with everything that happened, and yeah, it's Jade exactly. It didn't feel like she held it for that long because she didn't show up on TV that much. Most of her stuff was like, most of her title defenses are like 2-minute matches on Rampage. I get it. The TBS title was the secondary title. Jade holds the record currently, Jade Gargill. And for everything that happened with, how she was supposed to be the big reveal and, the big trump card that WWE sucked out of AEW, just get her right out of the record books. And even if she loses on Saturday, something tells me she left on good terms, yes, but it's not so much that she probably left on good terms, but look at the position she's in right now and how she is looked at as a wrestler as a whole. Oh, no, the most championships at once, it's the Great Muta. They don't... honestly, Great Muta, great wrestler, great ambassador, been around forever. Or sorry, Ultimo Dragon. Ultimo Dragon, sorry, that's why she's called Ultimo Monet on her. And I'm still standing by my facts. Great wrestler, great personality, great ambassador for wrestling in general. No, when it comes to the TBS title, I do think she loses it sooner than later after the record's been broken, but you got to build something up to make it count, right? Either they do a shock debut or you do something with a Willow Nightingale, because Willow has a little bit of significance there with the fact that she's one of the two people that has beaten Mercedes since she's left WWE. WWE not knowing how to book Jade is sad. AEW knew how to Goldberg. Absolutely. Speaking of ambassadors, I saw they're playing. Yeah, I'm actually going to be picking up that book, Nats. If you check out McGuire on Wrestling podcast, you can check it on all your social platforms. They just had an interview with the author of the book. It was about, if you get the podcast form like on Spotify and whatnot, you get a good 20, 25 minutes with the author, and they talk about everything about it. Yeah. I forget his last name. I was listening to it on the truck on Sundays, so. Oh, there's a special look in his eye there. Yeah. But this is our first part main event. He was on Busted Open this morning for 30 minutes. Yeah, like, they're going to give him time, right? If you can provide the content for people right now, realistically, when it comes to wrestling right now, this is the time of year where content is a little bit, I don't want to say dead, but it's down. And that's on purpose. That's because look at the things you're having to go up against. Literally, I have a Blue Jays game, a playoff game up here, and next week's the World Series. You have NFL football every weekend, and everybody's talking about it all week. You got the start of the NBA that's coming up next week. You got NHL that has been going on for about 2 weeks now. No, a week, sorry. It just started last Wednesday. Which is the reason we had to go on Tuesday last week. So, Tommy Dreamer's your favorite. I'll be honest, I don't watch a lot of, or I don't listen to many clips of the show anymore. Just Bully is just walked me off a cliff when it came to that show. Just because he I understand that he more than likely retired last Sunday after that match with the Hardys. But it just feels like every time he opens his hand, it looks like he's trying to carny something. You notice they're not using the Ops music tonight? I guess there's a reason for that, right? Like, I don't mind if they throw, if there's a clip and they make sense, they're talking about something good. Completely forgot these titles existed. Well, the Death Riders did a lot to cause that, with the fact that I think it was a good 4 months before they defended them. It's going to be interesting here. Do you guys think there's going to be a title change tonight? I do. Why not? Well, the reason I say that is because I think we could get we could definitely get some movement in those titles with a whole bunch of different groups. And if Joe costs the Ops the titles, he might lose the Ops, period. We got the beef chants going. Let's go. I just love, personally, how... Give it to Mark O'Reilly and Ishii. Yeah. The conglomeration eventually, maybe. We also got to remember, it is Fletcher and Briscoe on Saturday. A lot of people, like, they haven't even mentioned that match here tonight yet. The fact that we are getting Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe for the TNT title, which of course is going to be a great match. And I don't think we're going to get a title change there. Oh, these two are just going at it. I love it. Wait, what am I saying? Mr. Monet is in this match. LFI is absolutely winning. That doesn't necessarily happen this way, so. Oh, and it's just nice to see these two go at it here. It's all gas, no brakes, right? Isn't that the way they call it? Nice heel trip there. And I do love the fact that you get, God bless you, but absolutely. Sounds like Taco Bell fight. Dralistico not doing anything. Nearly died years ago. Yeah, like the thing is with having Shibata and Joe in trios, basically he gets to extend the shelf life, right? That's what Omega was thinking when he was starting to work with the Bucks and being the first team to win the trios titles. Like you do have to put a lot of work into a trios situation, right? So because you do have to put that action on when you have this whole 6 people going, but the brain injury. Ugh. Sorry, Nats. I'm a little dunce on that one, but I'll be the first to admit that. Yeah, like Shibata. I love Roosh literally grabbed Mortos just to throw him over to the corner, just to attack Hobbs and Joe. Yeah, he was paralyzed and he worked his way back. And I remember when they were doing that 5-minute exhibition with, I think it was with Sabre Jr. was the first one. And then the second one was with Gabe Kidd. And then New Japan basically said, we really don't want to use you. We don't want the responsibility. So he moved over to the States. And Tony Khan made sure to take good care of him. Good to see Chris Bay walking and yeah. It's good to see Chris Bay just moving around and doing everything he can right now. I really do hate the fact that he had to come out there and present a bullshit number. Like the position that they put him in was not very favorable, if you ask me, when it comes to TNA. For those that don't know, Chris Bay ended up coming out to announce the attendance for Bound for Glory right after the Call Your Shot Battle Royal, where we ended up with a double pin and 2 guys winning the championship. So now you got Nick Nemeth and Frankie Kazarian both having an equal opportunity to cash in the Call Your Shot. So everybody was yelling bullshit the second it happened. And then all of a sudden you got Chris Bay coming out. And how can you boo a guy that was paralyzed and is now walking out? Then he announces that they got 7,700 when they realistically they only sold. I'm hearing numbers as low as 4 that they actually sold. even if they sold 6, which is fine by me, I'll be honest, attendance numbers, I really don't care. Get as many fans in the building as you can. Just don't pipe up the fact that you go off WrestleTix. Yeah, like, I'll be honest, I see it. I don't look for it because I frankly don't care. Yeah, they get, like, one of the guys, BDE, who ended up, he's a big YouTuber here. Him and Chris Denker, a.k.a. Chris Danger, are going for one of the, I think it's Revolver Pro, their secondary title. They're going to be fighting at their next show over it. But BDE was end up in that battle royal. He actually had I don't know whether it was a YouTube video or an X video about how he was giving tickets away. So, yeah, they gave a lot of tickets away. Brandon Collins, like, honestly, Nats, BDE and Chris Danker are the reason why I was even interested in doing my GM to begin with. They were doing more universe mode instead. But I got to watch them run different scenarios, run different things out. And that's where we're eventually going to be getting a little bit of universe mode out of us soon here. So, once again, everybody, if you haven't heard, I'll drop the big news while there's a bunch of people in here. We are going to be going, once we're done the online MyGM, we are actually going to get into Backbreaker Pro Wrestling, which will be a sim on WWE 2K25. Vic, you've already said that you have your character. I'm going to I hope to get it downloaded here in the next couple days. I'm starting to create a few characters, but if any of you want your characters included in 2K25 and our run through, please feel free to get a hold of me. I am running it on X or on Xbox. So, Nats, we'll chat. I'll see if we can get you in there. We'll have a lot of our regulars. We'll have some special characters as well. And we're going to have a little bit of fun with it. I don't know how often we're going to run it. Whether it's going to be bi-weekly, whether it's going to be weekly. If it ends up being weekly, we'll shrink her down a little bit in terms of the card size. So maybe not everybody works every week. But I do want to work on getting some graphics and whatnot. So, yeah, I'll talk to Nick about it. Because I'm sure I'd want to get Nick involved too, like get Nick's character in there. And I'm going to work on some overlays and such for it. So, but we'll talk about it a little bit more closer to when we get it done, right? So. I love that as soon as Jalisco gets in the game. I'm going to hold off there, Nats. We'll chat, okay? Just calm down. I'll be honest with you, Nats. I want to get people who are here. Nick's always been here for me. You've been here for me. McG, we're going to get you in there. Just be careful if you want me to create your character, because that's going to be a scary thought. Oh, God. Sounds like you need to get... Hey. Hi, I'm McG. I love World's Strongest Slam. Slow your roll and shut your mouth. Mike. Yeah. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, look, I want to reward people that are here. I love how Jalisco forgot that he was supposed to go over on the atomic drop. Which he really didn't need to. Because normally there's a boot involved there. Oh, God. Do I love that power slam. Folks, once again, a quick reminder, if you are watching on HBO Max, in the next couple moments, the feed for... apparently the feed for Dynamite's going to end. And you guys are going to have to enter into a feed for Collision. If you're watching it on network TV, you will not have to do anything. If you're watching in Canada on TSN, you will have to do nothing. Oh, Joe went straight to Takeda. Aubrey didn't see the tap out. Aubrey did not see the tap out. He just did the quick little tap out with the one hand. All right, I thought there'd be a title change, but once again, that is a WWE-ism I got to get out of me here, so. Well, is Hangman going to go in there and break it up? Oh, this is going to be pretty. Thank you, McGee. I haven't got it on my scoreboard yet. Now I do. Ah, it's so pretty. Do you really want to throw... do you really want to throw over the top? By the way... Just going to give that to Kirk right now. $12-2 is pretty... It's also very... It's only so pretty until you realize 2-1. Yeah. You know what? Momentum's a hell of a thing, though. See, Joe has actually learned to give the title properly. Like, actually hand the title over. Still pull. Yeah, you know what? Out of the 4 teams, I think the Jays are probably the one I'd want to see more than anybody else win it. All bias aside. Seattle's fans are a little bit, how do I put this politely? Seattle fans sometimes get a little full of themselves. I got a buddy of ours, mutual friend of the channel here for a lot of us that are regulars here, Game Time Art, who, all right, there we go. There's our changeover, folks. If you haven't yet, please switch over. Oh, shit. I got to do that, too. All right, folks, if you're in Canada, switch over to the USA and Canada channel. I honestly thought I was running straight through. My bad. So yeah, for if you watch it on Telus, it is 7:01. But yeah, we got another hour of great wrestling action here tonight. While they're doing their quick rundown, I'll give a quick rundown. I might do it again. Oh, ads are coming up anyway. Oh well. I will be on tomorrow, but we're going to be on taking a break from Horizon for a week. We're going to get into WWE 2K25, or no, that's Friday. We're getting into Street Fighter 6 tomorrow. I did the Sea Viper arcade run earlier today. This is some funky music for Garcia and Yuta. 2 guys I never thought would be teaming up. But so we're going to be doing that a little bit after me breakfast tomorrow. And then Friday, we're going to do online My GM. Probably starting around 8:30-ish. Going to go for a hell of a run. The way we go, we might even get close to finishing season 3. And then Sunday, we'll finish up Mutant Football League, at least the regular season part of it. If we make the playoffs somehow, we'll worry about that next week. And then that'll wrap that up. I actually have another game on order that I think you guys are going to really enjoy. Shout out to PNP Games out in Winnipeg for having it. If you guys want a hint, you guys have seen us play NFL Blitz. What if they made a baseball version of that? I'll leave it at that until I actually get it. So, Leisure Suit Larry. I don't know where to go that No, it's an old school game. It's for the original Xbox. All right, well, I might as well spoil. I already brought it up. I believe it's called MLB Sluggers. Let me just get the exact name for you guys. MLB Slugfest. You can literally punch out the other team in the game. Super Baseball 2020. Okay, sorry, the space version. That's right. So now they've only done the 30. I love the resolution on there. Mary Kate and Ashley get a clue.
Sir, no, sir!
I gotta start using this one more. But no, I actually picked up two used games, and then I also picked up Super Mario Galaxy. PNP Games is basically a small brand. They basically picked up the slack when EB Games started to go down and decline a little bit. I'll still pick up games from EB Games or GameStop, whichever way you want to call it here. But if I get a chance to pick up something from PNP, I always try to. Because, of course, they give us free shipping, anything over $100. So, basically, it's a wash. But, yeah, as we get into Collision here, Wheeler's the heat magnet. Why are you... I guess Wheeler just doesn't want to work tonight. Which doesn't really surprise me either, but... All right, who would have thought this? Shane Bieber in the 6th after giving up 2 runs in the first. I would love to see Bieber just take the complete game here, just to show off Yamamoto from yesterday. Oh yeah, you guys can do it. We can do it too. If you're in row 3, please sit down. The fact that he's up to 86 pitches now with 1 out. Wouldn't surprise me if they give him 1 more, but because if you're dealing like this, why do you take him out? You're up by 10. Unless he's going to do 7. And even then, he's going to be on regular rest, so he'll be fine. But I think you're right. They'll probably pull him after this inning. 2 words, Tommy Johns, yeah. What do they care? They literally do not have him under contract after... well, technically, he's working for free for the rest of his career at this point. Yeah, but I think you're right. They're going to bring Fisher in to finish up the last 3 innings. If they were smart, they get somebody who could cover the last 3 innings. A guy like Fisher's pretty much perfect for that spot, but I find it interesting that we could have had Orange versus Claudio or the Paragon versus the Death Riders, but instead we have Roddy working a solo. Ah! When Wheeler's out there, Orange decides, yep, we're going to start smacking. Yeah, so after this, we're going to get... There's a double suplex. Are we going to go to a full commercial again? We'll have to see here. Maybe because they are doing it live and the feed's fucked up, the right crew's going to do this, and they're going to do it the right way, but we'll see. Yeah, what else do we have left tonight? We have Megan Bain and Harley Cameron. Get my picture out here for tonight. Yeah, the only other match we have scheduled at this point is Megan Bain and Harley Cameron. Which, realistically, they could let them go for half an hour if they want. I don't mind one bit. I don't know if Harley could handle 1 hour, or half an hour, but get your mind out of the gutter, all of you, immediately. Or put in the ditch, whatever we want to put. I don't know. No, all right, well, they're gonna let us know what's gonna happen here. So we got that one match, and then never in the...
You told some of the biggest lies that I've ever heard of in my whole life.
Were you expecting that button to be pressed? Oh, shit, there we go. That's one they didn't announce earlier. Don Callis family combination 174C taking on Briscoe and Brodito. That's going to be our main event tonight. So that'll be interesting here. I'm going to have to start writing down a sheet with these combinations for all of us so we can remember which combination goes with who and where and what. Ooh, I like those jackets the Blue Jays got. Garcia not doing any dancing. Why not? Come on, man. Feel the vibe, man. I know it's a Jericho thing, but still. Soak it in, man. Sorry, just getting a couple notes in that just flew in on under the radar on me here. So, but yeah, just the way things are setting up with this, it's funny because this match right here really doesn't lead to anything for the pay-per-view, which sort of reminds me of the fact that Collision is sort of the like we were talking about it before with the last couple shows before this tailgate thing really took off, and the fact that you talk about the ratings, and I guess we can get into this right now. And the ratings haven't been good. Let's just straight up and say it. they've adjusted the Nielsen numbers. They've increased the sample size, apparently, for lack of a better term, of the number of people they're checking out, watching, like what they're watching on their TVs. It doesn't count streaming services, but at the same time, the numbers are way down for wrestling. Sports overall hasn't been changed a lot, but wrestling has. But you have to know that TNT, TBS, the whole company, has enough faith in AEW that they're giving them a full hour in prime time Saturday night. They're not, instead of the late night Saturday, let's face it, instead of 8 p.m., they're getting 5 p.m., which is a lot more suitable time to have stuff on. They're giving them a full hour to do their, basically their walk into their pay-per-view. And honestly, in Canada, with the fact that, you know, TSN can give away their time from football to watch the pre-show for a pay-per-view, you're definitely getting some primetime viewing there. So the only thing I have to check on Saturday is if it's going to be on USA like it is right now, or if it's going to be on... that's something you don't see every day. A double dragon screw out of nowhere? Uh-oh, crowd's into it. Hands are in the pockets. His hands are in the pockets. Well, they aren't anymore. I was going to say, is it Wheeler? Is it Wheeler that taught Orange, or is it Orange that taught Wheeler? It could be either way. No, it looked like Garcia took the bullet because he wanted to... All right, this match is just totally broken down altogether. I love the fact that the beach break isn't a compact. Marina banging the post. That's always great. I go for Yuta. I think I see Moxley hanging around back there. Yep, there's security. There's Moxley. Yep, hopping around the back. First time we've seen him in 2 hours. I love the fact that Garcia might actually be legal here. And everybody's just beating up on you. Jesus, counter, 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 counter. There's some serious Y button action going on here. Garcia rolling the dice. And Garcia just says, "Fuck that! I'm going for a choke." Marina. Remsburg's an idiot. And there's Pac. Oh, and Claudio comes out of nowhere with the uppercut. Oh, God. Yeah, he's out. And Remsburg's like, what the hell? And Moxley's sitting here saying, yeah, we had to bail you out on this one. Never a good thing. I think this is where we get Darby, of course. Here comes Roddy and Ishii. It's still numbers, so yeah, you're going to get your Darby spot now. Just have that music kick in. That's all you need. Ha! Moxley ain't even going to get a word in. Moxley's like, what the hell is this kid doing? Yeah, he's walking like, yeah, he is walking like a zombie. They got it perfect. But he hasn't showed his face yet, so, oh, there it is. And Claudio's like, yeah, no, we're going to end this now. Even Moxley's like, ew, that was bad. Here's the visual. So Darby's coming in. Claudio couldn't do it. Now here comes Pac. I didn't even need to see it. I see it. And Darby's literally going to walk past that. Then here comes Wheeler. Oh, never mind. That's both of them. He's going through a gauntlet of death and he ain't stopping. Oh, Marina just boots him. Just straight into the face. Boom. Darby's, oh, that's going to be, you're talking about a better shot of Darby? I think you're going to get a pretty good one here. And everybody else is coming out for a block. So now these two are going to have to face off again. He's got the AEW flag. Oh, he's got a Death Rider right on that flag. He's going to walk out and Darby's going to start waking up again. Then it's going to like, yeah, literally, you ain't going to keep me down, period. He's quitting. Like, there's... I really wonder what it's going to take. Is it going to take a shoot injury to do it? That's the question. Like, literally, neither guy's going to quit, and all of a sudden, yeah, somebody literally breaks their leg. I don't even know if Darby would quit if that was the case. They are giving this a lot of time here, but these guys are behind. They're like, oh, what is going on? You know what? These tailgate brawls, if the fact they're going to do these FTR matches on the pre-show, FTR versus the Outrunners was an absolutely fantastic match. Now they got jet speed on the eyes. This is giving you a reason to show up an hour early. Oh my God. Darby's still laughing. That kid's a few... What's the phrase you use? A few screws loose, a few eggs short of a dozen. A few mariners short a few runs. But yeah, I don't know where that's gonna go, to be honest with you. That could be the most unpredictable match of the night. I do think Darby's gotta win it. And that will make Mox go away for a while, which isn't exactly the worst thing, you know. Right now, the Death Riders in many ways has been the story of AEW for 2025, the bad and the good. And we're going to have to start thinking about that because we're only 2 months away from the end of the year here, a month and a half. We're going to have to start talking about the best points of AEW this year, the worst points, the storylines that made up AEW for the year, what we think the future lies. And I think there's a lot of good coming out of AEW in many ways here. And it's going to be interesting to see. We keep saying it every year, and I think it does end up being more apropos every year. AEW is always entering their biggest year yet. And I think they're doing it again. Like 2026 appears to be the year where everybody's really starting to take notice that they are legitimate competition. I don't consider it that way. I'd say it's a legitimate alternative. You know, it's just like you eat well, I know for a bunch of you guys, you're into Neapolitan ice cream, so you're a whole bunch of other crazy. But you know when you have one certain flavor of ice cream for so long, then you just decide you need a different one, you need a different flavor. And sometimes you enjoy that flavor more than the original one you had. Sometimes you have a little bit and you say, you know, I liked it, but I want to go back to what I had and then enjoy it later. I think that's many ways where wrestling is right now. Like, there's so many different kinds. And it's almost like we have to making wrestling into ice cream flavors might actually be a decent kind of video for you guys. Would you guys be interested in seeing something like that? I know I keep talking about it, but I was supposed to record on Monday a video for you guys to put out this week, but yeah, mentally I just wasn't there, so I basically, I'll be frank with you guys. Pretty much every night this week, I was in bed earlier than this. And right now it's 8:30 local time here, so just things mentally just weren't there for me. So it's been getting a little better today, and just trying to refocus on other things and work on some of the positives going across. But I think things are turning around, and with that, I'm going to start getting a couple of these videos put out that I want. Vladdy's going for another double. But Zodiac, on your behalf, I'll throw that in there for you. You're welcome. Boehner time. No Penelope tonight. I wonder if they're going to have no Willow either tonight. Maybe they'll show up after just to hype up the tag match. Why is FTR coming out with them? I get the affiliation, but why? Hey, Megan's wearing matching gear to what these guys are wearing. Like, everybody's wearing gray. I give that an extra, that deserves an extra coin here. I really like that Shatter Machine shirt. But it looks like we're going to get a whole big schmoz by the end of this match. This also could be a way that Harley wins this. If things get into a big kerfluffle and all mixed up all over the place. Megan's going to talk? I just want her to beat people up. Come on now. Missed that whole ad break. I didn't bring up a whole lot. I'll give you that. I'll give you that for you. Oh, you missed the whole ad break. Aren't you a sub? Or are you just a hype train? I know you're listed as a VIP here, but the subs might have ran out, though. That's the thing. It doesn't give me a list on who's subbed either. I have you listed as a VIP, which just gets you a highlight, so. Ah, there you go. So there you go. The joys of Twitch, they only last a month. Stokely, Jesus. Oh, Stoke. Oh no, I bring it up publicly here. Just no. Monday night, somebody decided to. I actually gotta go check the video out, but I pretty much figure what happened. Somebody was coming in trying to steal the tools out of my truck. But these new trucks, you have to have the actual key fob in order to access the back compartment of the vehicle because we have a bulkhead separating the front from the back. But yeah, they took it's like a pebble about, I'd say about an inch wide, an inch cubed. Put it right through my window. Didn't get anything. there's nothing there to steal, so just a pain in the ass. I got plastic on my window. Friday I get it changed out, but just more jackasses as usual. Yeah, people suck. Well, it's the thing about the economy these days. The thing is, you steal those tools, you can sell them off real quick, right? Except for the fact I have all mine engraved, so sucks to be them. But yeah, boss went in, just said, yeah, just get it fixed. Happens so often, no worry trying to say anything, right? No, I just for those that are asking, we have a private group about our online GM, and I was a little late sending out a message because I was too busy trying to clean up glass out of my truck. When the only thing that sucked for the first half day, I had to drive that truck around with no window, and it was -3 outside. So, and that's -3 Celsius, so about 28 Fahrenheit. So driving around a little bit cold. I love this. Oh, Harley playing the blonde ditz sometimes is. Harley, yeah. Ha! It was just a video. Wonder what we get with Mox and Darby? I still think Renee gets involved. I sincerely think it's either we talked about in the chat. It could possibly be Danielson, it could be Sting, or it could be Renee. One of those three is probably going to be the deciding factor in all this. Oh my God. Willow with the spine on the pine to Dax. Oh my God, that was awesome. And the fact that Willow got Dax up that easily, holy criminy. I love how Aubrey's like, yeah, you guys got to get out of here. No, they ain't leaving. Megan don't care. She'll get it. Yeah, this ain't going to last long. What was Harley trying to do if she was charging in like that? That Megan got the kick in so easily. That's the only thing I'm wondering. Watch Harley win this just to shock the world. On an exciting note, actually, and everything went silent when I mentioned it in some group chats that I was in early yesterday. Mr. Megan Bain, Joey Janela is up here in Edmonton this weekend with Real Canadian Wrestling's anniversary show. Be interesting to see Joey Janela in action here this Friday here in town. Shout out to my friend Andre C., fellow Backbreaker member. He's a ring announcer over at Reels Canadian Wrestling, so it's fun to watch live. Yeah, I bet he is. Would have been nice to see both of them, though, but, you know, can't be helped with a pay-per-view coming up, right? Megan Bayne lost to a small package. The comedic stylings of Bryan Danielson. Oh, very nice high knee there. Well, you have a chance then? Hey, you know what? You always could. No, this turned out to be a very fun match. Like, you knew Megan would carry most of it, but oh, Harley. Harley just managed to get her legs up when she had to at the last second there. Oh, congrats. You hit another home run. A Rosarena hits a home run. Get it within 9. Now 3 field goals will get him back in the game here, so. Just don't give him too much. That's all I ever say, because, you know, it's the Hoffman syndrome, right? You don't want to give him too much. But yeah, the majority of this match, I expected Megan Bayne to carry it because she is also the most experienced one. Right? Oh, shit. Raleigh's hit 1, 2. Don't give him anything. Why are you giving him anything? Yeah, I know. It just popped up here. My stream's about a minute late, but yeah, so now they're getting garbage time home runs, and they gotta do something about that. It sucks that you're gonna have to use an extra pitcher here to get out of this inning, but you might need to at this point. It depends. You just go to Yario and say, "Look, get this fucker out." But the thing is, if you want to have somebody eat innings, this is what you do, right? You got to you just don't use them in high leverage situations. Jesus. Yeah, Megan's decided this match is over. She's going up top. Why would you do this? Well, Harley's got Megan all tied up, so Zodiac's getting extra excited. It's the playoffs, just finished the game. Yeah, I get it. But at the same time, you want to have all your good arms ready for tomorrow, right? Always excited? Fair. I honestly expected the game to be done by the time we were done wrestling time, but that ain't going to happen. Oh, there we go. There's a second out. Harley's got some fight in her. Like, realistically, like, our 2024 Most Improved Wrestler of the Year, and I think we agreed with that without much of a doubt that she was probably the most improved wrestler last year. Storyline-wise, she hasn't had a lot to work with right now, but she almost got the Rhea pin. Could you imagine Harley getting this victory? I could imagine it. I just can't see it happening. Because right now it looks like it. Yep, there it is. Bane just said, yep, we're done. Let's go. Here we go. F10. Harley kicked out of her finisher. Megan's face is amazing on this because nobody's kicked out of her finisher. No one is kicked out of that. She'll hit the power bomb though. And, oh no, wait, what? There it is. Yep. Try to reverse it. Ain't happening. Harley put on a fight. Harley put in a fight. Kudos to Harley here. But do you really want to do that to Harley after she took you to your limit like that? Like, realistically, you really shouldn't be trying to show off like that at that point. Eddie, you're not on the show tonight. What the hell? Wow. Okay. We got an Eddie Kingston and Hook Open Challenge on Saturday. That should be fun. I wonder who's going to answer it. Do we get a conventional tag team or do we get somebody that's unannounced? Probably a conventional one, but you know what? There is a way to dream, right? But as we get into our tradition here, let's go through the roundup of what we're doing here this week. Because, well, let's face it, it's a crazy week. Tomorrow, I will be on here during the day with some Street Fighter 6. C Viper has been released. I did the arcade run. It will be available up on the gaming YouTube channel tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. So you guys feel free to check that out. I played the story mode of C Viper to tell you the story, and I'll tell you what. It's one of my favorite stories in Street Fighter 6 right now. Very sentimental at the end, very motivated at the beginning, and makes a lot of sense throughout. We will follow up with some C Viper gameplay tomorrow. Trust me, if you like video game ladies, you're going to like C Viper. It's the best thing I can say. Friday, 8:30 Eastern. We just booked it on the show here. We're going to be back with My GM Online. We are going to try and pump as much through as we can in a few hours. We'll see how people feel. And then Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Mountain, we will be here with AEW Wrestledream, the Tailgate Brawl, as well as the main show. 6 hours of wrestling is, well, 5 hours of wrestling, maybe. 5, 6, 300. It's AEW. We don't know how long it's going to be. Sunday, Bills are off. I'm pissed that they lost 2 in a row. And the Blue Jays have just hit another homer, which is great. We're going to be here on Sunday finishing up the season of Mutant Football League. Right now we're 5-4 going into our last 4 games. Hopefully we can get a few wins in here so we can qualify for the playoffs. If we qualify for the playoffs, that'll be up in a week's time. No stream Monday due to work. Tuesday TBA, and then Wednesday we're back here for the follow through from Wrestledream. It's the wake up, get your mouthwash and toothpaste ready, because you had one hell of a dream on Saturday. So, but whether you watch it on YouTube, make sure you give a like and subscribe if you can. Tell all your friends. Throw some comments in, what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see. And for those on Twitch, if you haven't hit the follow button, please do so. Let you know every time I go live. And if you really like what you see here, please subscribe to the channel, whether it's through your free Prime sub or whether you have some dollars, feel free to hit those. Everything goes towards the channel. For those that are wondering, my last paycheck came through yesterday. I picked up Super Mario Galaxy for a future stream, as well as 2 degenerate games that we're going to be playing on here as well. Baseball, and then we might play a little bit of football. Not football, volleyball. That's the other one. My other sport I used to ref a lot. But whether you're lurking, whether you're watching, whether you're typing, whether you're just hanging around waiting for the bus to show up, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. I couldn't do this without you guys. A hot streak is 2 wins? I guess when you're married to MJF, you take the small victories as bigger than they expect, right? And Alicia's going to be like, yeah, you have a match on Saturday against Hook and Eddie Kingston. Ooh. Called Alicia a jerk. That's horrible. Shameful. Hey, we might actually have the ball game finish at the same time as wrestling tonight. Go figure. Callis making a very rare appearance on Collision. He never takes the time to be out here for that. I appreciate that they got the sponsors for the show. It's always great. Oh, Game Time Art's great. They somebody just, if you follow me on Blue Sky, I just reposted it there. They showed a pit. The Mariners are putting up the second home run that they hit last inning, and Game Time Art puts out a a screenshot of the thumbnail of Chris Paul hits 3 to get lead down to 42 for the Suns. Seems rather appropriate at this point, so. Shout out to Bandito, working through an injury the way he is. Like, his shoulder is fucked. Like, pardon my French. Like, he literally had his shoulder popped out of his socket. And I don't think we're going to see Takeshita tonight just because he's probably still on his way back to North America after winning the IWGP World Championship. Shout out to that match against Zack Sabre Jr., an absolute barn burner. Which is weird because his corner man made it. Because if you didn't know, Rocky Romero was the corner man for Takeshita for that matchup. So, which he usually is for most of the AEW guys going over to Japan. Things are a little different over there, so everything's all relative, right? So fans trying to get their hopes up here. That's not good. Even Vladdy's like, yeah, make sure you save the ball. That's his first hit. I honestly feel that Briscoe and Fletcher is probably going to be an underrated main event, or not a main event, match on the card. Do I expect a title change? No, I really don't. Because I don't think there's any real reason to at this point. I love how Danielson's focused on this matchup here right now. But I think the tenacity of Briscoe here is going to help him a ton when he's taking on Fletcher here at this point. So. Well, that was a little off, but that's okay. Fletcher lost his legs a little bit there. Went into the spin a little quick. Good thing that he's like 6'300". Do you think Rick Knox is going to seriously count anything at this point? Fletcher getting worn out. And of course, Brody straight up puts the X up when it comes to the Macarena. And I don't blame him one little bit. So yeah, as we're getting things set up here, like, I would assume that Rocky's the guy getting pinned because Rocky's always the guy getting pinned. But you're going to make Briscoe look like $1 million in this. Do the Bucks come out here at the end? That's the only real question I do have here is the Bucks taking on Brodito. Or no, it's Takeshita and Okada, my bad. Do those two show up? And like I said, I thought that Takeshita wouldn't be here, but maybe he is. him and Okada could show up after the match and they'll do their face off, and you also get sort of a mini face off between Okada and Takeshita, trying to set that up. So you could go 60. Oh, God, Archer. I love Lance Archer. Don't get me wrong. He is just an amazing guy. He has to be, yeah. Like, I love the fact that he was interacting with a lot of us when he was up in Toronto for All Out. He was asking for a few places where to go and whatnot. And he said he was going to his first ever Argos game. And of course, the first thing I say is, I apologize that you're going to a game featuring the worst team in the East. The game is usually a lot better than this. He's like, yeah, I get it. It actually did turn out to be not bad. But yeah, for as long as he's been around, and everything he does is pretty much turns to gold when he's given an opportunity. Like we've talked about it here on the channel before, Archer is part of the first ever death match in AEW. It was Archer versus Hangman Page during Hangman's first title reign. They did a Texas death match down in Texas right after Hangman won the title. Just to put him over in Texas, keep being a cowboy and whatnot. So that is Archer, where Archer's from. So the story worked out well itself, and the fact that he got Archer he got a chance to do some commentary with New Japan. I think it was earlier this year, just after the Wrestledream run, or after the Tokyo Dome run there, Wrestle Dynasty, that's what it was. The January 5th show that they have right after Wrestle Kingdom. Attaboy, Vladdy, way to make a catch there. All right, I can breathe now. The Jays win. It hasn't showed up on my screen yet in terms of the actual show, but we will officially do the as the Jays pull off the victory back in the series, which means on Friday I will have a ticker on the stream as we go through our My GM mode, because we're playing Friday for sure. And while we're playing, I'm probably going to have the game up on one of my screens here. So, all right, you have yourself a great night, sir. We're in our main event here. They're going overtime. What a shock! AEW is going over. And as soon as this wraps up, we're going to send you guys over to some friends. And, yeah, we're getting ready for the pay-per-view ourselves here. So have yourself a great night, McG. We'll see you here next time. Brody picking apart Lance Archer like nothing. There we go. Fix that back up the way it needs to be. Oh, nice job. No, Bandito's shoulder's too fucked for that. Don't even try that. Could Bandito get pinned here? Romero getting the pin, there's no way. There's no way that, we're getting a pin out of Rocky Romero in this matchup here. So, what a shock. So, in other words, basically they're doing the exact same thing that they did. They're running through everything that hurt. So the Hurt Syndicate. Oh. Conglomeration versus everybody left over on the Death Riders. All right, well. We got 5 matches on the pre-show, folks. Get your energy drinks, because we got for all the matches we said we're going to have on the pay-per-view, we're not having them on the pay-per-view anymore. We're having it on the pre-show. And, of course, Briscoe's too busy posing on the side rope rather than looking for an opponent. Damn it! These guys just unloading bombs on each other now. And up over the top. Kick to the face. I love how he's telling the camera to get the hell out of the way. It's just like Okada. Archer's out. Oh, yeah. Romero's by himself. What a shock. Oh, there we go. Brodito wins. And Fletcher, Briscoe brawling to the back so they get that feud out of the way. Now you got to bring out Okada and Takeshi to hype up that match. Here comes El Clone. The guy that nobody could understand who he was. So does this mean Takeshi's not there? Yeah, Takeshi's not there, so. This makes a lot of sense. Like I said, he just won the title. It's probably still in transit. And they were using El Clone as sort of the duplicate, the replacement, which actually makes a lot of sense too, right? But I have to say, like, they didn't do much to add to the main card, which I don't really feel that's that bad. Like, this card is already stacked for Wrestledream coming up this Saturday. All the matches on the card, the only thing they did to adjust anything is turn it into a Tornado Trios match for the Hurt Syndicate and the Demand, which pretty much was exactly what they did it all out. So I'm going to give it the official.
What the hell is that?
Basically, they're just running it again. Exactly the way they did before. I think the only difference is now the Hurt Syndicate actually have to wear regular wrestling clothes. Because last time when they came out in the suits, right? Because they were there for a fight. The one thing they did do on this show, though, is set up the tailgate party. Set up a reason for you to show up an hour early for your show. We're getting Conglomeration versus Death Riders, which 8-man insanity as always. We're getting Penelope and Megan versus Harley and Willow, which is going to be fantastic. Jet Speed versus FTR, which is going to be insane. We're going to get Eddie and Hook in action, which the more that I look at it now, the more it looks like it's going to be 2 already in the ring guys. Unless they throw the Acclaimed in there, which could be an interesting sidebar at this point. I wouldn't want to do that if I'm not having the Acclaim win. But yeah, we're setting up for an insane Saturday, folks, and I am so looking forward to it. And I hope you are too. I hope you get a chance to join me here as well, as we are going to be watching it all together here on both YouTube and on Twitch. Hopefully Twitch doesn't have the same headache that they did before, with YouTube basically going down there for a couple hours. If you tuned in late to YouTube, thank you for being here. Whether you're checking out the VOD, thank you for being here. Whether you're checking out Twitch, thank you for being here. We're going to raid out here tonight. I know there's a few people on right now. I know this is a weird time for a lot of people, so... I will be on tomorrow. Once again, I brought this up earlier. I'm going to be watching, or I'm going to be playing Street Fighter 6 tomorrow, so make sure you stop by here. We're going to have a lot of fun with that. The people I was going to raid here tonight, I think they're wrapping up as well, as they were watching at the same time here, so let's so many people on, but everybody's watching the same thing as me here, so see if they're going to be wrapping up here. Or they just, yeah, so many people. The people I'm trying to send you guys off to already are shut down for the night here, so everybody's just piling in here as well. So once again, everybody, thank you for being here. If you have any questions before we send off, feel free to let me know. Oh, there she is. I'll send you guys over to CL. I think she might be wrapping up quick for Pokemon night, but let's make sure she's on. She's playing a little Final Fantasy VI. Real good friend of mine. Make sure you give a follow if you haven't already. Great friend, great person. Definitely worth a follow. Definitely worth checking out. And one of the VTubers that you know hang out with. For those on YouTube, we're just going to be wrapping up the stream period. Once again, thank you for being here. Whether you've been chatting, whether you've been lurking, whether you've been just looking to catch the bus, whichever works. Thank you for being here. Always appreciate you. If you haven't subbed yet, please do so. Follows are always appreciated. But no matter what, always remember to be part of the solution. And we'll see you here next time on the Mike Drive Twitch channel. Take care, everybody.